Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Of course, my name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome all back to, of course, another LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham video. And today we've got a very cool video indeed. It is April Fool's, so April Fool's, but one thing that isn't foolish is, of course, acquiring the brand new DLC pack that is 100% free. I know that some consoles didn't get it, or maybe have not gotten it yet, so we'll see if that happens. But basically, of course, it is the Heroines, of course, DLC pack, which features a whole bunch of lovely female characters, including Batwoman, Killer Frost, Mira, and so on and so forth. We'll run through those in a moment, but of course, today's video is about showcasing you guys the complete character selection screen. So this is the entire roster of characters for LEGO Batman 3. From what I was able to count, and again, maybe I miscounted, there are 218 characters in the game, which is absolutely insane. That is nuts to me. Like, it is crazy that we got 218 characters. That is absolutely crazy. Now, of course, your character selection screen might look very different, especially if you have not bought or acquired any of the free DLC. Your characters will end right there. That will be the end of your character selection screen, will be those characters right there, because everything past that has all been DLC. That being said, of course, let us begin and let's run through the entire roster of characters. So first and foremost, we kick things off, of course, with the Caped Crusader himself, Batman. We've got Robin, Alfred, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Cyborg, The Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman, Killer Croc, the Joker, Lex Luthor, Plastic Man. So those were kind of like the main, well, I guess Plastic Man was kind of a main character cast as well. Plastic Man, Cheetah, Firefly, Solomon Grundy. There we go. That's what I meant to say. That's the entire cast that we see predominantly featured in the main story, so the story mode of the game. Now we move on to a lot of the characters that we unlocked on top of that, which is why, by the way, those guys weren't in alphabetical order, or doesn't make sense to have Superman up here, right? Because he should be down there with the letter S, so it makes no sense for him to be here. But they just put all the main story characters first, so keep that in mind. That being said, let's move on. We have Ace the Bat Hound, Adam West, Alfred from 1966 Batman show or TV show, the Ambush Bug, Aquaman, Arkillo, the Atom, Atrocitus, and Bane. Then we have the Batcow itself, Batgirl 1966 version, Batman from 1966 TV show, Batman in his Darkest Night outfit, Batman in the Joker disguise. Of course, this should actually say Bruce Wayne in the Joker disguise. That's just my opinion. We have Batman Zur-En-Arrh. I don't know if I always say that right, but I probably am not. Batmite, who is adorable and awesome. Beast Boy, Black Adam, Black Canary, Black Hand. There's a lot of characters that start with black, I just realized. Black Manta, Bleeze, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Brainiac, Brainiac's minion, Bronze Tiger, Bruce Wayne himself, Captain Gold, who's an awesome character on the Flash TV show, Catwoman in her modern outfit, the New 52, the Pre-52, and the 1966. So, by the way, I did count that as 3 characters, so keep that in mind, that my count of 218 accounts for those as being 3 different characters. Then we have Cheetah, Cheshire, sorry, Composite Superman, Condiment King, who is one of the weirdest characters in the game, that's for sure. Croc Henchman, Cyborg Superman, Deadshot, Deathstroke, Detective Chimp, Dexter, Dr. Fate, Doomsday, Etrigan, Firestorm, Frankenstein, Jim Lee and Jeff Johns, Giganta, Gorilla Grodd, The Grey Ghost, Grayson, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Harley Quinn, Hawk Girl, Hawk Man, Heatwave, Hush, Indigo 1, the Indigo Tribe Warrior. So, of course, most of the lanterns, I think actually maybe all the lanterns got like a minion version as well, so that's pretty cool. We have John Stewart, of course, the greatest Green Lantern of all. Then we have the Joker in his 1966 version, even with the little mustache detail, so that's good attention to detail right there. Joker in his Batman disguise, the Joker Mime Henchman, the Joker Space Henchman, and the Joker Clown Henchman, so all of those, of course, also counted as 3 characters. Then we have Calabac, Kevin Smith, Kid Flash, Killer Moth, Kilowog, Crypto the Superdog, the White Lantern, aka Kyle Rayner. Then we have Lar Fleas, Lexbot, Lex Luthor in his Hawkman disguise, and Lex Luthor in his Wonder Woman disguise, followed right up by Mr. Lobo, the Mad Hatter, Man Bat, Manchester Black, Metallo, Miss Martian, Mr. Freeze, Miss Mictiplik. I think I said that kind of correctly. I'm not 100% certain on that. Music Meister and Nightwing. Then we move on to the next row, which consists, of course, of the Orange Construct Warrior. By the way, every one of these rows is 25 characters, so keep that in mind. And then, of course, some of them have multi-character tokens, so that, yeah, which I hope makes sense. But you'll see that what I mean with the Penguin here, for example, who has 2 tokens. But we have the Orange Construct Warrior, Orion, Parasite, a very, very cool and underrated big figure in my opinion. They have the Penguin, then the Penguin in his 1966 version, Platinum, Poison Ivy, Polka Dot Man, The Question, Reach Warrior, the Red Hood, of course, or Red Hood, sorry, Red Lantern Warrior, Red Tornado, Reverse Flash, again, going back to the Flash TV show, very, very cool character indeed, the Riddler in his 1966 outfit, Robin in his 1966 outfit, followed by Robin in his Lex Luthor disguise, then we have Saint Walker, Shazam, Sinestro Corps Warrior, we have Stargirl right here, Star Sapphire, Superboy, and of course Supergirl in her Supergirl and Supergirl classic outfit. I just remembered I didn't count her as 2 characters, so that means that the count is actually 219, not 218, so that's craziness. It's growing. It's ever growing. The list is continuously growing. Next up, we have Superman in his solar suit, Swamp Thing, both the New 52 version and prior to that, so that's pretty cool indeed. We have the Thunderer. Very obscure characters in here, of course, as you might have noticed already. Tim Drake, Toyman, Trickster, Ultra Humanite, Vibe, Wonder Girl, Wonder Woman in her cheetah disguise, Zamaron Warrior, which is of course the pink Green Lantern Warrior. Or Pink Green Lantern Warrior, that made sense. The Pink Lantern Warrior is what I meant to say. We have Zatanna herself, the Magical Warrior, the Fierce Flame, and then of course we get to our custom characters. Now I counted these just as one. Of course, if you add these up, then that number goes over 220, which is craziness. Nonetheless, you have 2 of those, of course, to character customize tokens right there. Then we move on to the DLC pack. So we kick things off with the Man of Steel DLC pack, which had Feora, General Zod, Jor-El, Kellex, Lara Lorvan, Superman and his Man of Steel attire, Toran, Zod Agent, and then we move on to the Batman 75th Anniversary DLC pack, which featured Azrael Batman, Batman in his Batman Brave and the Bold attire, The Dark Knight Returns Batman, Detective Comics 27 Batman, Gotham by Gaslight Batman, Batman in his Sinestro Corps outfit, Vampire Batman, and Zebra Batman. Then we move on to the Dark Knight DLC pack, which featured Bane in his Dark Knight Rises, of course, attire, because he didn't have any other attires. He didn't appear in any other Dark Knight movies. Batman in his, of course, Dark Knight Trilogy outfit, which actually had a couple of them, so I'm not sure why it says trilogy. It should be one specific, wouldn't it? Because it changed. Batman Begins outfit is very different to the Dark Knight outfit, so that's kind of interesting. I just thought about that. We have Commissioner Gordon, of course, Joker in his nurse outfit, Ra's al Ghul, and Scarecrow, Selina Kyle, aka of course Catwoman, in the Dark Knight Rises outfit, and the SWAT team member, and last but certainly not least for the Dark Knight Trilogy pack, Two-Face, and of course his Dark Knight look. Then we move on to, of course, Batman Beyond, or Batman of the Future DLC pack, which featured Ace in his Batman Beyond version. Of course, we had the other one right up here, if you remember, so 2 versions of Ace right there. We have Batman, Terry McGinnis, who's awesome. We have Blight, Bonk, Bruce Wayne in his retired form, InQ, Joker in his Batman Beyond outfit, which is from the movie, of course, if you remember that. Mr. Freeze in the Batman Beyond look, who is absolutely phenomenal and really, really cool. Then we had the Rainbow DLC, which is free, Rainbow Batman and Rainbow Raider, which is awesome sauce. Then we move on to the Arrow DLC pack, of course, to tie in with the Arrow TV show, and that had given us Arrow, Black Canary, or sorry, she's just called Canary, of course, Felicity Smoke, who's an awesome character, Huntress, Island Goon, John Diggle, also awesome character, Malcolm Merlin, Roy Harper, Slade Wilson, and that rounds up the Arrow DLC. Then we go on to the Squad DLC pack, which gave us Amanda Waller, Captain Boomerang, Deadshot in his Squad version. Of course, we have the other Deadshot in here as well. Deathstroke, who is way cooler in my opinion than the regular Deathstroke. He is absolutely awesome. We had El Diablo, King Shark, Harley Quinn, again, a way cooler version of her. I think that this Squad version is way superior to the regular one. And then, of course, Katana. Then we have the Bizarro DLC pack, which would be very, very fitting for April Fool's Day. And that gave us Bat-Zaro, Bizarro, Cesaro, Darkseid, Desaad, Green Zaro, and last but certainly not least, Guy Gardner. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the last but certainly not least a DLC pack. That, of course, was the female character pack, the heroine's character pack, and that gave us Batwoman, Killer Frost, Mira, of course, the wife of, or the queen, I guess, right? Of Atlantis, and she is the wife, I guess, also, right, of Mr. Aquaman. At least that's what I remember. I have not read the New 52, so I'm not sure if that's still the case. We have Plastique, Power Girl, Raven. Yes, this was such an awesome character. I can't wait to actually mess around with this character. We have the spoiler alert, the spoilers here. Star Sapphire, also very, very, very cool to see her. Teen Titans Complete. Terra, and last but certainly not least, the Vixen. So there you guys have it. That is the entire complete character grid. Over 200 characters on this roster. That is absolutely exceptional. I really, really am blown away by just how many characters they managed to get in here. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button, share the video with your family and your friends, and also, ladies and gentlemen, this of course now means that I can finally get to work on making some top 10 lists, because all of the characters have been released. So be on the lookout for a video where I will ask you guys to answer a little bit of a survey, letting me know which characters you think are the coolest of the bunch in the game. So stay on the lookout for that video. And that being said, of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye, everybody.